as
thing.
It was
D.
Deb.
Samantha to range the negative first.
I'm the negative first. I gave you further.
Deb.
You have to pick
Doug.
something easy like Micah Stanovich.
Mine's
Oh, yeah.
easy though. It's just the range.
Stanivaj. No, it's Stanislav.
That's right. I forgot.
Okay.
Or you
Before we
should
go,
use descriptive,
off
like
the rails.
2 words that mean the same thing.
Focus!
Thank you.
That's right, Giovanna. That's what it was. Okay, Debbie for short. I got it.
Okay.
Shh.
Well,
Dan.
what about Dan?
That's Dan the second.
You're
The
not
dog.
focusing. Focus!
I'm focused. It's a
This-
party.
Genuinely happens a lot.
Adderall.
Anyways, we can go ahead and get started. And if you do need help leveling up, just let me know or anyone else.
And do note that Godzilla is back.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I forget you keep calling this one
It's gonna be a
Godzilla.
good night.
No way.
Godzilla's back.
Focus.
God.
Uh,
We have to have this death, or all of this city's gonna be destroyed.
Focusing in, we wind ourselves back up into a new place of existence. Beforehand, one of you left off when the trials were just beginning, when you were given a missive by a archangel to say, hey, the undead are technically in living bodies right now, and that's not really part of the mortal coil as well as the reincarnation cycle. So we kind of need to get rid of them, but we can't tell who's who. So we're offering you up a deal. If everyone dies, then we can restart the entire world again. Or there was really no other option. Not really wanting that, you decided to face the trials to have everyone survive and hope for the best outcome, which is why you're now here. Dealing with the first trial, which is the trial of body, you managed to bring in Faraday with your strength and might. Dealing with him, he shrunk down and was cast out of air quotes heaven for failing his duty. Soon enough, you invited him into the party to hopefully get some intel on the next trial. While he did give you not an exact idea of things, he was able to come in clutch. After now facing the next trial, it was a trial of mind. You got into a city high, a mile into the sky. Dan almost died a couple times. You almost threw yourselves off of the city, since there's no security barriers technically keeping you from doing that. Very, very awkward. But you are now in the city. Figuring out that everyone is very nice, pleasant, homely, and very inviting to the rest of you, although strangers you may be. Immediately everyone wanted to kill to see who is the true imposter. Eventually you found the highest merchant in town with the most benefit to potentially all of this, Gilmore, and through the investigation work of Micah, discern that he is the one doing this. He is the one controlling them to be on their best behavior. Wanting to see if Gilmore had some sort of weakness, like a creepy vampire do, but it's considered romantic in some novels, followed them home to discover that he has a wife and 2 children. Discerning this to the team, they then decided, hey, why don't we invite them to the party? So Dee and Becky went over to invite them. One thing led to another. Becky and Dee gaslit the 2 kids into fighting Dee. Dee then said, hey, your kids started fighting me for no reason. Deal with your kids. The mother then dealt with her kids appropriately, sent them to their room. Kid apologized to Dee and said, thank you for the invite, but unfortunately I have to make sure my kids are okay. I don't want them to be given a gift of a party for doing something bad. I might be able to join you maybe some other time, but do take care. And then began to close the door, giving Becky a gift beforehand. Closing the door, Dee then lunged at her with a knife, and Becky just closed the door before he could, and grabbed Dee up the nose. Dee then slashed at Becky. causing the earth underneath him to swallow him up. Becky and Tempest then spoke with the woman, figured out her backstory, very belittled, berated, and terrible home life. Gilmore then helped her rise up, sent her away, and then she kind of just attached herself to Gilmore. Like, a kind of romantic kind of thing here and there, but over the course of time, brought her to the city, and then made a good life for her. Although magically inclined it may be, it's still a good life. Taking this into observation, Samantha Deranged, the negative first, then spoke with the city itself in a weird temporal tone. It then stated if you or your team does any other violent things or something around those natures, because Dee technically was given this information and didn't exactly tell everyone else, that a punishment will be ensued and there will be no other given. So you went into this area, explained that we need to get Gilmore to try to punch us or something. Immediately imply that he may or may not have injured his kids and his wife, and then he's like trying to leave. Tempest then spoke up beforehand, more or less body blocking the door, stated, hey, relax. Like, I think what you're doing is kind of okay, but the magical thing is not really cool. He then stated, I don't know what you're talking about. And then Dee did another thing that caused, hey, your kids are probably dead, or something around those lines. It was an implied threat again. So now he's more or less like trying to force his way out. It doesn't seem like he's like going for a weapon or like to punch Tempest or Becky or anyone else. But this is the thing that's happening. While this is going on, Debbie, you like drop out of Dee's backpack again. And you've been not fully conscious of everything, but aware of what your surroundings. And this is where we start. Even though you're not throwing any punches yet, I want everyone to go ahead and roll turn order.
I'm very fast.
Oh, that's right.
Can I
We're
roll
turning.
Initiative.
Oh, shoot. How do I do
also
that again?
did state the party goes where I go.
Click on your token, go into your character sheet, and there it says initiative between AC and speed, I believe. Tempest, insight on who?
On Gilmore, I want to know
Faster than me.
if he was lying when he said that he had no idea what I was talking about.
Everyone's so fast.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
The -1. I'm not fat.
But you got a perfect 19.
My first one was 11.
Wait, what are we supposed to push?
Uh,
I mean, I have the
Initiative.
initiative.
Yes.
We fight off.
Everyone is fast. Good fast.
Okay. And that is a 10 on insight.
Solid 10.
Okay.
That's like a 50.
Sure.
Out of 100.
Right. Let me roll a few things here. Okay. The dude got a natural 20. There's like no getting around that. And Micah, you know who the people he brought in to potentially help him out are the people with a red marker on their token. So I'm just going to do that right now. So you're actively aware of who they are. Because not everyone's a fighter in town. Because why would they need to be?
Not everyone's a fighter here. My house. Calm and civilized.
That is true. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna play this instead of the London theme music.
I mean, it's like a bar.
I come back to consciousness and then we fight.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
It's not a fight yet, but it could be if someone swings.
Oh yeah.
Examining your environment around you, you can tell that there is a powder cake here. A potential fight, but not just yet. It honestly depends on who swings first.
Don't it depends on this movie I've been carrying.
Looking towards Gilmore's words, Tempest, before he begins, you can tell that he might be lying. It's hard to tell. Like, Micah himself told you what he heard, and unless Micah is lying to you, you don't feel one way or the other with his words, but it seems highly unlikely that Micah would be lying. So if you think about it in that way, while you aren't sure how to discern Gilmore's words, you at least know Micah isn't a liar.
I'm not a liar.
No.
Unless he's immediately switched sides.
I mean, except for those
You're a
times that you
vampire.
lied.
Unless
Yeah.
I forgot.
No, you're fine. But Gilmore does state, look, as I mentioned beforehand, all of you are more than invited as soon as I make sure my family's okay. And if you do excuse me, I do need to get through that door. And he goes to move through. Do you allow him to move, or do you force your body to block him?
I'm not gonna stop him.
Okay. This just means that you're not considered an enemy, so he can move through your space and can just get out into the hallway. He's now close to the stairs, but he's not there just yet.
Why do you let him through?
I'm gonna make him stay.
I would like to go stand right next to him.
But
and
why?
continue to say
Why
the party
let him
goes where I
go?
Let's see here. He can tentatively move a total of 40 feet.
God
And
damn it!
he's not really
Can't have
attacking anyone right now. So he just goes into the stairs with his action. Bonus action. Let me look at his bonus
Fusion,
actions.
Do I fight or not
I
fight?
didn't roll.
We don't fight, but we're supposed to try to get him to fight. I don't know how we're moving out of the way.
I should probably pull up his character sheet now that I think about it. I genuinely thought you were gonna attack him first. I didn't expect a natural 20. That's on me. Why can't I find you? Oh, found you. Wrong place.
I am going to follow him again.
You're not. But you're so far down the list on turn order.
I mean, you can. It all depends on what you guys do. He rounds the corner and you currently don't see him, but he is doing something. Devi,
That.
like, you're aware of your surroundings and what has happened currently. So you know this is the guy that's controlling the city. You just don't know if you're fighting or not.
Yes. So
That one.
I
never-
approach
Yeah, but
and
I-
ask.
he's 40 feet away. I mean, 40.
Okay, 40 feet for tiny feet is like million
I
feet.
know exactly. You're gonna catch up to him. I can't catch up to him.
Okay, you can definitely use your movement and then your action to catch up to him if you want.
Yeah, but for
All that
wait,
leaves
are
is a
we
bonus
all-
action.
the
Are we,
doll
are
is
we
so
in like a
small.
fight thing? Are we fighting? Are we not fighting? I'm so
we're not
confused.
fighting. We were trying to get him to fight and break the. You break the rules every fight.
Like, he himself isn't fighting. We're just in turn order in case someone swings.
Yeah,
Or
I
in
was
case you,
gonna
like,
block
try
the door
to
and
do
have him
something.
try to fight me to get out.
Because
So
knowing...
this man's in charge.
Yes. And I
Well,
would
the
just kind of
second
let him walk
time-
out the door. Side glares towards Tempest.
Well, the city is really in charge,
Yeah.
and I think he works for the city, but we
Well,
don't. But we don't know that.
I don't know if the city's in charge, but
Yeah.
definitely the metal cage I would
He's
put
in-
in the charge.
He in charge. I follow.
Okay.
Okay.
Good luck.
Breaking through, Tempest, you notice the creepy doll, like looks towards you, almost looking like it's breaking its neck, while it looks towards you face to face, and then like goes through your legs.
You.
What do you
Isn't
mean?
it not
You
so
is
creepy?
honor.
Jesus.
The 3-foot tall doll is now in the hallway, and then moves with their action and bonus. You do have a bonus action remaining, so you catch up to the man, and he's currently casting a spell. Debbie, go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay. Which one's Arcana?
The one that says
With an A.
There's a box that says skills.
Yeah, it's the third one down. Goes acrobatic, animal handling, arcana.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Based off of what his words are saying and his mannerisms, he's casting the spell known as Fly on himself. He's not like casting a fireball into the room that Dan now lives in if he decides to just live here. He's like right by a window too, so if you had to put 2 and 2 together, you can tell he's casting Fly on himself to go to see if his family's okay.
Okay. I jump and latch onto coattails.
Yeah, you have a bonus action. I want to see if he notices you. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand. I'll give you advantage because of your height.
Act like a doll.
Act like- oh. Such a creepy doll. It just appears.
I can't believe you rolled so well. Let's see here. I'm technically using his passive perception. It doesn't give me a general perception check, so it has. Oh wait, passive perception 13. Yeah, you just you just latch on and he doesn't notice you.
Hey, dos vedonia, bitches!
I'm assuming you're not shouting this out, or else he wouldn't notice you.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. It's internal monologuing.
Yeah. He's not leaving just yet, but he is. You specifically are now latched onto him. D.
Just like him, I'm gonna walk. You're gonna let me pass? He's getting away, the main guy.
I thought you said we weren't supposed to fight.
We're not fighting. We're just supposed to stand in his way. That's not fighting.
And I thought we told you not to actually threaten the children.
I didn't threaten them. I just implied threat.
Question. Did anyone see a child run out of here? I think it might be mine.
Oh, yeah, that's your child.
Child?
Yeah.
Last Tempest, a child came out between your legs, and I think it's our child.
Yep, that was it.
I still haven't figured out how that works, but I think I have a child. You.
Yeah, Becky, that was a 100% your child, and that's how it works.
It was frail and
I think Becky was already
Oh, I'm
persuaded.
crying. That was hilarious.
it
Still
was
going.
frail, thin in it, so it might not be mine.
Anyways, don't attack. But I was trying to get him to attack and break the rules.
Okay, see, that's a bad idea, because I think he's kind of nice. So I think we should sit here in this party. I'm gonna continue to eat these wieners.
He is technically 60 feet away from everyone. He like stopped at a window. He didn't move his entire movement. So if you can like move 60, you can definitely catch up to him.
I'm gonna use my action and move to get close to him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say
I
can't do anything else.
Based off of your class, I believe you do have a bonus action feat that can give you another movement speed if
yes,
you want to
but I
keep
don't
your
need
action.
it.
Okay.
I don't need it because I'm gonna say, "Hey, you!"
He like looks towards you, and the doll also like 180s their head to look at you.
I don't. Anyways, what I'm trying to say.
It's
That's my rule.
it's
Leave them on suspense.
He finishes
Because
casting
my-
his spell. He
Because
can
my
now fly.
plan is already ruined, so
Okay.
gotta leave him on suspense, and
He'll
he'll
want more. He'll be back.
Dan,
He'll
you see
be back for this booty.
people leaving your party.
Damn, you guys suck. You ruined my party. Like, everyone's having a good time. Gilbert was having such a good time. He always came out of the room from playing alone. And now look at him.
Gilbert
Still
fell
in the
asleep on
room.
the bed. You can call your air quotes Gilbert to do something if you want. I just put him over here because it made more sense.
Gilbert, stop anybody who leaves his house.
Okay.
Like anybody who leaves now on. Not everyone who's already out of the house, but no one else can leave the party. It's Gilbert's party.
Plan to.
You continue
I'm
to get
actually enjoying these
here.
wieners.
He'll get all bitey.
Gilbert just waves a good amount of
No,
people
not-
away.
Don't make him all bitey.
Dan, go ahead and roll animal handling to see how Gilbert would do this. Roll low and he'll do it. Roll high and yeah, he'll do it.
Nice. I'm good at animal handling, wherever it is.
Yeah, he'll do it.
So what do you think I say?
Is there anything else you do?
I too would like to stop anybody who tries to leave my party.
Okay. People are like, looking towards you, and Rufus does say, "Oh, right, if you want to, but none of us are in any rush to leave this banquet."
Yeah, you ain't. You all chose to be here, and you're gonna choose to stay longer.
Well, the
Okay.
party isn't done until he, like, looks at non-existent watch. 5 hours from now, so I don't want to
Not
be the
till
party
roof's
pooper.
on fire. That's what them kids say.
I suppose. Okay, you hold action to attempt to block anyone from leaving.
Yes.
Okay. Action, bonus action, movement. He didn't tell them to do anything, so yeah, they just stand there enjoying their time. Micah.
I'm so torn. I kind of want to talk to the guy in the kitchen that looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. But I also want to follow Gilmore and see what happens and what he says to his wife. So I am going to turn into gas.
Yeah.
Not have gas, but turn into gas. And I'm going to follow him.
Yeah, there's like no way Gilbert or Dan can stop this. You turn into mist, just going through the environment. Gilbert tries to
yes.
like block with his wings, but your form just shapes around it.
Whoa. Gilbert, did you just disintegrate? Micah?
They shrug.
Stanislav?
They're not really sure what Micah did. You then reform back into your normal shape because you can only move 10 feet in your gaseous state. Unfortunate, but true. Unless you want to stay in that form. I'll leave that up to you, but if you turn back, you can move again.
You follow them if you reverse fart.
You can also just fly now, Micah. You're high enough level that you can just fly.
Fly, but he
Gas
hasn't.
is invisible.
But he hasn't left the building yet. So I'm just going to casually stand outside the door and keep an eye on him.
Yeah, okay. He technically rounded the corner, but I think D is like right there shouting at the man. So you know where he is.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Tempest.
Oh boy.
I forgot to put my initiative in there, but I'll go after Tempest.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I clicked the wrong token. It's all okay.
What did you roll? Oh, you rolled a 20.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just eating wieners, so I continue to sit there and eat. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
playing
have
with
you
the
go after
accident.
Tempest and have you take 2 actions and 2 movements. But yeah, Tempest.
Have we slept since we've been here?
No. you guys like rush this job as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, it seemed weird that it was gonna be like a, hey, come here and stay for a while, but also you have a job to do.
Yeah, but you have not slept in this city yet.
Okay.
Why our decisions are terrible.
I haven't slept in so long. Clinically insane.
That I believe. I'm gonna hold an action for in case anyone else like makes a move. My goal is to like diffuse the situation if it comes to it.
Yeah. Okay. Becky. And
Out of
because we
curiosity,
yes.
have noticed that the wieners are gone, so I can't eat anything else. But
But maybe you could introduce yourself to Shaggy.
no, I'm curious. I think I just had a child. So, in curiosity, I'm going to run past Tempest and give her a kiss. And then I'm going to run over to this window and be like a creepy grandma. I'm going to put my hands up to the window and I'm looking for my child to run by. See
That
if it's mine. 'cause
window.
I'll be able to tell.
That window currently has visibility on the street below you as well as the rest of the city to that side. You do see a few kids playing around, as well as some adults, walking through the street here and there. A mother and father currently looking after their kids while they play around. You don't see that kid that ran through Tempest's legs yet.
Oh my
Anyways,
God. I'm just going to sit here and wait.
okay.
See if I see anything.
Right. Was
But I
it-
don't plan on following.
okay. Yep. Then that's Gilmer's turn since the red guys weren't given an instruction to do something. Gilmore does look towards UD and does state, "Look, for whatever it's worth, I don't like you."
What?
And then like jumps out the window.
What? But your kids are.
He's already jumped out the window.
Yep.
Bringing along the doll. He already cast flying on himself, so that's already casted, and he uses the momentum to angle himself into the city line. Becky, you do see Gilmore and this creepy doll attached to his back that he hasn't noticed. So your child and is flying away. He is now, let's see here, action, movement, bonus action. Roughly 120 feet away in the sky.
Internal monologue. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
No, we suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
I'm unconvinced it's my child.
Roll a perception
Turn
check,
the-
Becky.
Perception.
Advantage.
Do you think it's my child and someone else's?
I might.
Oh my god.
Don't be suspicious.
This child on Gilmore's back looks frail. Your child wouldn't be frail. Although that could be Tempest's genetics, but it's also not blue.
Tempest.
Becky?
I'm
Wait.
gonna turn around and flip the table.
Wait, what? What?
The
Flip the
party's
table.
getting started. Set the roof on fire.
Who
The
else
table's over.
has given you a kiss?
No one.
This child looks like neither you or Tempest. If you had to guess, it's no one's kid.
It might be frail, but it might not look like you. But whoever kissed you had very strong genes to
No,
create
no
a
one
child
kissed me.
that resembles a frail, fragile doll.
No one kissed me now. Put that table back the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna put it back
Thank you.
and like tidy it up.
The mayor currently has a chair and arm. Oh, are we not flipping furniture around? Very well then.
Yeah, we're flipping tables. We're flipping the whole building.
Rufus then states, "You heard the man," and they begin to flip tables, raise candles into the sky. It would be glow sticks, but there's no glow sticks in this day and age, so
It's
the roof
fire.
might be catching on fire.
Whole thing's gonna be on fire.
Yeah. In the meantime, Debbie, you're in the sky roughly 200 feet in the air, flying.
Oh, I believe I can't fly.
You can't.
Do you just hold on for dear life?
I hold on for dear life, and I follow handsome like leader man.
You kind of have no choice of following him, but okay.
If I fall, I crash and burn, and I lose body, so I follow.
Fair enough. D, what are you doing?
Well, my plan's done. So, I go back and I drink.
Okay, essentially, theoretical combat is over. So we're just gonna play these things through. Going to the party, I'm gonna do the whole box for people that are not there, and everyone else is currently there. Ba, ba, ba.
What 4 people aren't there?
The only 2 people that aren't there are Gilmore and Debbie.
But I could choose still to fly and follow.
Yes. So as D rounds the corner and like goes back into the party, you are able to rush over into the hallway and see Gilmore flying in the air. You can follow if you want. You can fly, or you can go back to the party.
Can I
Can I choose to fly and follow?
like subtly turn head and lift finger to lips like shush?
Yeah. I'm just gonna make the box a little bit bigger so Micah joins. Micah, you jump out the window as well, spread out your wings, and begin to soar into the sky. Becky, while you're more or less putting the table back, you look behind you and you see Micah flying also in the air, but with no baby.
Oh my gosh! Tempest!
What?
The baby and Micah flies. It's yours and Micah's? I flipped the table again.
Tables again.
Wait, what baby are you even talking about?
How have you not seen it? It's small and fragile. It flies like Micah, and it's got porcelain skin like him too. How could I not see it the first time I saw its creakily little bones?
It also
Oh,
came
you mean
between
this
your legs.
doll that's been hanging out with us?
What?
Yeah, there's this Russian doll who's been hanging out with us.
It's
don't know if it's
also
in-
Russian like Micah.
Oh.
I
think
put
he's
the table back
Scandinavian.
onto its legs.
D, you come into this argument.
Wait, are you guys talking about Becky's daughter?
What?
It's not my daughter. It's Frail.
Oh my God! It's not her. Tim Bimpus. How
literally
could you?
were. That
I
works.
just sip on some wine while I enable this argument.
Yeah. While you're enabling this argument, a few people are like, you mentioned this beforehand, raising candles to the sky. I'm gonna see if one accidentally catches the roof on fire. 9. 9 and 5. The guy that rolled 5, I was looking for 5 and below, catches a bit of the roof on fire. It's small, so it's not spreading, but it is there, so it eventually will
Nice.
spread.
Roof's on fire. Gilbert, kick the stove over.
You just
my
hear
God.
them doing a massively loud screech, comes over into the kitchen and like kicks the stove over. The man that looks like Shaggy was making more food for everyone because the poisonous hot dogs that Becky kept eating, like she ate some, went to the bathroom 30 minutes, did her other things, and then ate them again. So he had to make more food. So that food is now gone. The man that looks like Shaggy then looks towards everyone else. Can't really cook any more food. Rufus looks up on the roof. Well, The roof is catching fire, but it hasn't caught on fire just yet. So 30 more minutes of party. People begin to shout and like continue to party.
Nice. Thanks, everybody.
People then join the fray. The woman that has hit on you several times, but Dan maybe is a little shy to understand, like comes over. So, as she twirls her hair in her hand, are you some kind of merfolk or fish folk?
I'm some kind of man. Name's Dan.
She does state.
So confident.
Sly dog.
She begins to blush and like tries to hit on you again. Dan, roll insight to see if you understand what she's doing. No.
Nope.
That checks out. Honestly, the DC was 11, but that's a 10.
Close.
She like messes with her hair and goes, "Oh, a man, huh? I'd like to see more of you if you'd like." And you're like, "I'm already here."
Or, yeah, I mean, right here. I
Oh.
mean, there's Gilbert.
Okay.
I mean, there's more of him. He's got the number 2 in his name. So technically, there's 2 Gilberts.
Oh, I've never seen
one.
a Drake before. They seem nice.
I also only have 1 U in my name, so you can only see one of me. Hugh is spelled Hugh. There's a silent, invisible O that doesn't exist.
Tempest, go ahead and roll insight. Because I don't see anyone else except for Connor, but Connor's an NPC. That would understand what's happening right now. That's a bad roll.
I'm not doing great today.
No, you yourself have done this before with Becky. Roll with advantage. It only makes sense. It's still pretty low, but it's high enough that you get something. Dan's clearly not picking up what this woman's putting down, but at the exact same time, the more Dan speaks, the less she seems enthusiastic with speaking with him. He's blowing it.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want, you just are aware of this situation.
I mean, Dan's a mostly functional adult. He can do things.
Yeah.
Mostly functional.
Yeah, when you... great. She, like, stops playing with her hair at this point. So, did you come to the city for a reason?
Oh, me? Let's see. I don't remember. I died and I ended up here.
Oh, that kind of reminds
I came
me
to get a house, I think. Yes.
a house?
I'm burning it down, but I figure they could just give me another one. They seem to give this one out so freely.
Where there are plenty of rooms. In fact, they offered me a home here as well. And your
That's
story
nice.
of...
Do they throw a... Oh, yes.
Oh,
Actually, I'm going to cut
go
you
ahead.
off. Do they give you a free home every time
Right.
you ask for one? I mean, do we also get a free party every time everyone gets a new home? So if I
well-
keep burning down all the homes, we'll always have a party?
You keep cutting this woman off when you're having a conversation. Think of a new question. And even at this point, D, you can also tell the girl isn't really too much into Dan anymore.
Dan, you're really doing great.
Thanks,
So
man.
all the women act around me.
She's a woman?
What?
I
Yes?
thought all you humans were mans.
Right. Well,
Close enough.
Linguistics. I know a word.
when
I am Becky.
Becky, you get drawn into this conversation as well. She does state, well, when I woke up here, like I was in a massive fire in the forest, and I just woke up here after losing consciousness in the smoke.
Sweet.
I was
sounds like
worried
a good
where I was
party.
from, but the people around me were kind enough to offer me a home. And
Oh,
soon
nice.
enough, I just joined the city itself. It was better
It's-
than where I was beforehand.
How many
a lot
house
better.
fires have ever been in this city?
I'd like to jump in on this question and ask: does everyone here have a tragic backstory?
Like some people give you tragic backstories, others don't, and some were like lost somewhere in mountain ranges. in back alleys and stuff like that. Some people were kicked out. Some people were just unfortunate, and some were just lost to time. People listening to these stories, go ahead and roll insight. But to answer Dan's questions, she never had to ask for a home. It was just always offered. And she never had to ask for another one because she never burnt down her own.
I don't care now.
I need insight because Becky's brain is having issues with this place. She can't figure it out.
Have you tried figuring it out?
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
With the information you guys already have, I'm going to give anyone that rolls advantage. 13, 18, 10. Tempest, go ahead and roll again. D doesn't care enough. And
Now,
Dan, if
I'm
you're
drinking.
paying attention to the conversations, you can roll.
Point for me to understand. I don't think I could.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it because I know it'll be low. Yeah.
17. Again, I gave you all of you advantage that are doing it. Dan, you're listening to the stories, but you're kind of zoning out. Tempest, you're more or less worried about Becky and trying to get her to understand that's not your child.
Just don't understand what she's talking about.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give it to Becky and see. Dan, you know this as well. I just don't know what you're going to do with it. But Becky, putting all these notions, all these stories, and everything else that you've already learned, and the things that you're now learning by more than one encounter, no one is fully aware of how they got here. They just got here one day. A lot of these people were lost, thrown out, cast aside. They were basically the rejects of society, or if not rejects, those in need. They could be violent, they could be non-violent, but overall, they were people that were in the outskirts of society by one means or the other, either due to poverty, the way they act, or just misfortune. And they were all brought here. A lot of these people, based off of their stories, predate a long, long time ago, roughly in the hundreds and hundreds of years. Some more recent than others. Based off of your own intellect, you can understand that much, especially with a +5 to your insight. You're not dumb.
True.
No one has a negative from what I can remember. You just roll up.
Okay.
But from what you can tell, these people, in a way, were saved. But at the exact same time, they're also being mind controlled right now through magical means. So take it however you will.
I will take it this way. This place. Good. And we can't be the bad guys again. Tempest, hold on. Tempest. It's just loud at this party. I need to get closer to you. Tempest.
Yeah.
This place is full of good people. And it's quite nice. I think the only thing bad is the mind control, but even then, ethically, it seems okay. But I need to stop our party from viciously attacking. Because as the hero of the universe, the strongest person alive, the strongest and best and most attractive human in the world.
It's amazing, I know.
I know, I'm pretty cool. Did I also say that I was the strongest? I don't want to be the bad guy.
I don't either.
Cause
You know
don't
what,
tell
guys?
people this, but
actually
I
have one.
lied last time, and I made up a lot of the stories.
What?
Yes.
D roll
You're not talking.
perception with disadvantage.
I'm
DC to
literally
beat.
only caring about gossip right now.
Oh, that's fair. Just roll with
Because my plan is ruined.
just roll naturally. DC to beat though is 17 because Becky wouldn't want anyone
Nope.
else.
I'm too busy with my drink.
Okay. Becky
Well-
for sure wouldn't want anyone else to hear that.
Just wanted you to. I'm just gonna be open with you, Tempest, because, you know, we might have a child now. And if it's
really
not
don't
our
think
child, I'll still love it just the same.
I don't think it's ours. Yours
Ah!
or mine.
Well, that's probably good. I
Yeah.
like that, but I think we should stop the rest of our crew from viciously attacking people, because I don't think that's the point of this challenge. It's to
I
lift
agree.
people up,
Yes. Yes. And
just
you know
like
what
this
I think?
place has lifted people up out of
Uh,
Wait, did
You know
I
what
hear
think
lift
we
up?
need to
hardship.
do?
Fire,
need to
hot
convince
air
the
balloons
person-
are lifted up by fire, and parties are lifted up by fiery roofs. Do you
Uh-oh.
think you can
Yeah.
lift this town by
Yeah.
setting it on fire?
Yeah. Okay. D, you can tell that Dan's just speaking at this woman, not having a conversation at this point.
That's not okay. That's fine.
As you say that, the roof has now caught on fire. Not a blazing inferno, but the party's over based off of Dan's own words.
Can I try to use like some wind to put it out, and if that fails, a cup of water?
You use wind causing... I'm going to make you roll for it, because it could potentially make it worse. Roll Arcana.
Oh boy.
Right now, it's
Yeah.
only like a foot of fire. You like wave around in the air to cause it to go out. And like a campfire that has just started, you're kind of making it go further away into more kindling. So instead of a foot, now it's 5 feet. So you just grab the punch bowl that no one has spiked yet, thankfully, and douse it.
Good.
Rufus does state, "Oh, rain party, excellent. Unfortunately, though, the host did say once the roof catches on fire, party is over." Then like looks towards the mayor, or the mayor then looks towards everyone else. All right then, everyone, good show. Thanks, Sir Dan, for having us here. We'd love to have you at the Sunday farmers market in 2 days. More than invited, and we can definitely have a stall for you if you have something to sell.
Oh, I got party goods to sell.
Excellent. He like claps his hands. Well, everyone, party's over. You can go somewhere else, but you can't stay here. This isn't your house. They all like nod in affirmation. Yes, of course, indeed. And they begin to head out one by one.
They can leave.
I want to gather my my group of friendly people around.
What?
Okay.
You, come here.
Before
okay.
you do that, though, it is now Micah and Debbie's turn. I just need to get rid of most of you. There we go. Micah, Debbie, and Gilmore are flying in the air. There's really no reason for him to look behind him because he didn't anticipate anyone else flying, except maybe the dragon. But it was more or less pensive whenever he was there, so didn't really have to worry about it. Soon enough, he does land in front of his home, and Micah, you're like maybe 20 feet behind him. He wasn't that far away from you, and that's far enough away that you can still trail him there. Once again, you find yourself in that nice suburban area, like a picket fence, children toys in the yard, and he like goes over towards the door. Right now, you do see the wife and the cute kids on the couch. The wife is currently holding both of them in arm, talking with the boy about something that you can't hear because you can't hear through windows at 20 feet away. He like
Even with my bat hearing?
roll
Bat.
perception.
Okay.
JC has bad eyes.
But I can hear because
See
I
in the
am on
night.
cloak, no?
Yeah, he hasn't entered into the house yet. This is like him going to the front door.
Can I like shimmy around cloak to where I'm inside the cloak?
That'll be very hard, but not impossible. He hasn't spotted you yet, so go ahead and roll stealth with advantage.
Oh shoot! I know how to roll stealth. How do I do advantage?
Just roll it once and you take the higher number of the two.
Yeah.
Both
They're
8.
Ooh, oh no.
Ooh.
Before the 8 happens, Micah, you're like looking around. You see the wife and the 2 kids currently huddled. The mom hugging the kids real tight. And you do hear with your echolocation hearing, even though that's technically not how that works, but we're going to go with it because you rolled a natural 20. You do hear the mom stating, "Now, son, remember, it's not okay to use violence to get what you want. And it's also not okay to have that violence being enacted on on someone else that told you to do it. You have to think of the reason why. You also have to make sure that no one else is hurt. I can't always be there when you're old enough to be an adult, but I want to make sure that these ideals are bound into you before anyone else causes you trouble, alright? Okay. Now, we're gonna wait here until your father gets home. But just know that I love you no matter what. And, like, he, like, cuddles into her arms a little bit more. Just a very sad 8-year-old boy.
Kill him. What?
No.
You then see Gilmore heading towards the door, and Devi just, like, tries to shimmy around his cloak, and then accidentally, because it's a very sleek coat, just falls right next to him. He looks around, and do you, like, go stock still, or do you, like, wave at him or something?
I go limp.
You go limp, and he, like, looks down. Huh, that's strange. Maybe Sam bought the kids a new toy. I don't know, everybody have to talk to them about leaving their toys in the yard. He, like, grabs you and, like, puts you behind his back in a little satchel area that you're now in. So you got what you wanted. He's just now aware of you.
Like winning.
He then like knocks and states, "It's me, Sam. I'm opening the door." And he like opens the door and notices that his kids and family are okay. All right, that's good. Dear, is everything all right? Yes. So just making sure that everything was okay here. I was told some news. Oh, right. They did go to the party. Well, she then goes to explain what has happened, and how her kid accidentally, or purposely, she's not entirely sure of the entire ordeal or story, but listening to Becky and Tempest, mainly Becky, and listening to her kids, as well as her daughter that was also there, thought of her own ways in thinking of things. She's for sure that her kid like whacked D with a dagger, but the dagger was still in the holder. It wasn't actually doing any damage, but she's still not fine with that kind of thing. She, using logic, understands what her kid did and wants to make sure that the father is also aware of it and making sure that a proper, air quotes, punishment is enacted. While he hasn't caused harm, they want to make sure that their kids are raised well. So then Gilmore does talk with his two kids, giving him a nice life lesson about not using violence as the first means of action, making sure words are used before anything else. And at this last part, he does state, right, but I know you meant well, and I know meeting new people can be exciting. You just have to make sure that you are aware of everything else around you. I am not mad at you. I just want to make sure that you understand. All right, kiddo? Okay. I love you, Dad. I love you too. He like embraces his kid and then looks towards his daughter. And you, while you didn't do anything bad, you also didn't try to stop your brother. I can understand it is hard to move forwards, especially if you're thinking that you can also get in trouble. But doing nothing does nothing. So just make sure that you're aware of this next time if this happens. And I hope it doesn't happen for both of you. Okay. Now, come in here. He goes into a full bear family hug. And then he like looks towards the kids. Now, you are going up straight to bed. No dessert. Tomorrow, we're going to make this a new day, all right? Okay. Right. Goes in to hug his mom. Goes in. Daughter then goes in to hug his mom as well. Her mom as well. Then they head upstairs. So, from what I've heard, you met a few new people in town? Yes. You already know this part, that Becky Tempest came here and she explains to him that in about 2 days, Becky and Tempest will be coming over for dinner. And that D is currently stuck underground, and hopefully, if you can speak with the mayor, something can be done about that. Right. Well, I'll take a look at everything that you've told me. But for now, let's get some rest. I need to do something down here first, but why don't you go and read the kids a bedtime story beforehand? Right. Peg on the cheek, and then she heads upstairs. And then she looks towards the direction of... Then he looks towards the direction of Micah. Now then, is there something you want to talk about? As you're not in the door frame, but you are by it that he notices your presence, but you're not sure how.
Okay, that surprised me. So let me think a second.
It's the same person that caught me when I tried to use magic.
No, I'm just curious about a few things. First, I wanted to make sure that you got home safely and that your children were okay.
As you're speaking, he does come through the doorway and then closes the door. And you do hear it knock.
Am I inside with him then?
No, he goes through to the outside. He's not letting you in.
Yeah. Okay.
Your team has already threatened violence against his family.
Yeah.
And now you're
No,
stalking.
I didn't threaten. I implied violence to his family.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure your family was okay. It seems like they are.
Thankfully enough, based off of your own friend's assertions.
Do you know our purpose for being here?
I don't. And
Do you
frankly,
know-
I don't care.
Do you know how we got here?
I know some angel told me that I'm supposed to let strangers here face a trial of some sort. Don't really know, don't really care, but in exchange, so long as they allow them to do and make way with the city, I could still have the city the way it is for my family. If they fail.
It does seem that most people here are happy. But it also seems that originally, when they first come, somewhere as they stay, their free will disappears. Will that happen to us?
No. Well, I highly doubt you, at the very least. Your short friend would likely face some sort of judgment. In this land, I cast it upon a barrier of anti-violence. A field that causes those that enact violence, anger, and frustration towards others to be judged by the land itself. So long as you don't look for problems, you won't find any. And I doubt your... I think Dee's blonde friend would understand that, even if you told them outright.
I have three blonde friends.
Blonde's technically gray, and I don't... Connor technically has
Connor-
blue hair.
Ooh.
Blue.
Yeah.
And Tempest has blue hair. She looks blonde.
I think it's white.
Yeah, it's like it's rain clouds, honestly.
It's like gray rain clouds.
So we're talking about...
Beautiful.
My natural, beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes.
It's not
You're
there.
the one talking
I'm just
about-
making sure it's aware. This guy.
Okay. Yeah, not everybody in our party is accountable for their own actions or whatever. Okay.
You are
And
all adults. You really should be by this point.
No.
You'd think so, huh?
True. True.
Gilmore, why did you knock to enter your own home?
Wanted to make sure that my spouse and kids weren't alarmed if I rush through the door worried.
It's kind of weird.
I just wanted to make sure my kids were aware of what something was happening.
Well, obviously they were aware. They were sitting on the couch with your wife having a scolding.
Look, I don't know if you have kids. I remember you saying something about having a litter of kids. I don't know if that's true.
Several litters. And probably lots of
parent.
children. Lots of children I probably don't even remember. But that's beside the point. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to finish this quest. I want to find out what the quest is. And you're telling us you have no clue. Can you get a hold of this angel?
No. And
Like to
why
speak to
I
him.
knocked on the door is to make sure they didn't see their father flustered and scared. It gave me a moment, a second to take a breath. That's why I knocked. Right? I was
Still
afraid for my
weird.
kids' lives. I knocked because I was scared for them.
Well, we've successfully had a party. We've burned a house down, and we scared you to death. And so far, we've accomplished nothing.
You just burnt the roof.
Okay,
The
I'll
man
let
does state, look, I'm not entirely sure what your assignment is here for. This angelic woman did rain down while I was working, stopping time when I was doing things. She then spoke to me about strangers coming to the city, and a trial for them should be faced here. I asked her why you're dealing with me, and she told me that she would send me back if nothing was here, or rather, she would send me back if I tried to go against her. She then offered me a deal that if I allowed you in, and if you failed, I could keep my home the way it is. I could keep the people. I could keep my family, and that's generally all I care about.
So, do
Truthfully.
you know what it is we are to fail?
When I asked her what this trial would be, she did state to correct the wrong that has been acted within this city. When I asked for details, she simply stated this is not for you to know, just for you to live through.
Do you know who's supposed to enact this trial?
Based off of her wording, you are already in it once you've entered inside the city.
You don't know the participants other than us?
Based off of her wording, it is supposed to be you finding the wrong within the city and making it right.
Could that be the fact nobody has free will? Or free willy? Or whatever?
It's possible. I honestly don't know. And honestly, as I mentioned beforehand, all I care is for my family. So I don't care either way for them. I did at one point when I was taking them away from their hurt and their pain and their frustration. When I found my wife, I realized that these things could potentially harm others. It could give them some sort of Stockholm syndrome. So with her, I began to push people out, push people away. But she came back. And that's when I fell in love. I wanted to make sure that she had a home that was peaceful. So those that remained in the city that I haven't gotten rid of yet are those that stayed. I am not keeping anyone away or out of this city. It is their choice after potentially doing harm to the city to stay this way. I'm just making sure that they don't harm my family. And at this point, I don't even have control of the spell. I cast it
does?
once. I cast it once in the land, and now the land itself holds sway. And I'm not exactly any way deciding to uncast it. Not to help strangers like you. And at this point in time, Devi, you can like just pop out of nowhere if you want.
Moment. Okay, I wiggle out the bag and I say, I've heard enough. And I try to like wiggle and like drop out the sack.
Yeah, you like drop out and he gets freaked out for a second because he genuinely thought you were a toy. Ugh.
Risky.
Don't know what this is about, but it's not the strangest thing that's happened today. Gilmore, pleasure to meet you.
Zirvana, pleasure.
Right. Looks towards Micah. Is she part of your group as well?
Occasionally.
Right, well, hopefully you heard all that because I'm not repeating it again.
I heard enough.
Right. At any rate, I've already told you what has happened and what is currently happening. If there's more to your trial, I do not know of anything else. Only me and my family are cognitive of mind far enough that we're fully aware of our surroundings.
I believe you. I will try to convince my friends that we need to look elsewhere.
Second to that, and for record, don't buy doll that has power of goddess for children.
I don't intend to. Like at all.
Accidents happen.
Sure. And Micah and Devi, go ahead and both roll insight. I'll give you advantage because you have all the information you need.
Oh, fuck. I mean, shoot. I mean, damn.
To you, Devi, it sounds like a man frustrated with life, trying to help people, but at the end, potentially harming them, kicking them away, and then one coming back, showing him love, showing him hope, and wanting to make sure that she's okay, brought her into the city that he wasn't going to do beforehand, but now is, and blanketed it with magic to make sure that people are kind, nice, and polite. If they aren't, they are basically, air quotes, sent to jail and given a correction, whatever that implies, leaving some type of magical effect on them after they leave that correctional facility, whatever it is. Could be harmful, could be dangerous, not entirely sure. But it's just a man that cares maybe a little too much to some people, just for his family and his family alone. With Micah, based off of what you understand and what's going on and everything he's already told you, based off of his wordings, he is the only one aware of the trial happening, so no one else is. So looking elsewhere would not be the idyllic choice for what's happening, because no one else would be able to do anything for you.
The city knows, the ground.
The ground itself would know. Yeah, that's true. You're just not entirely sure how you would communicate with that.
Yeah.
But with him, you can tell he's the one that cast this spell and just let the world or the city work itself out. And he did state that he's not going to uncast it for someone like you, just meaning your team that could potentially be dangerous to his family, which means he can uncast it. And if this is a thing you want to not happen, and based off of the words you know, it's possible that this is the thing you're trying to uncast. It is a trial of mind, which means it might help in your case specifically, if this is the trial you're supposed to do, to have it uncast.
Okay.
But, this is the information you know.
Yeah.
Not something you have to act on. After all, D&D is a form of choices, and you have more than one, even if they're not currently visible. He then states, right, well, if you excuse me, I have to make sure my wife and kids are okay. Not inviting any of you into my household, other than Becky and Tepes in about 2 days, if they want. I don't care for them either, but my wife already invited them in. It'd be rude. Good day. And he turns around to open the door. If any of you attempt to stop him, you're more than welcome to. You can take out a knife to drive at his heart, like B, like D.
That doesn't
No.
work.
What? I wouldn't. I don't. What?
I bid him farewell and I grab the little doll and I fly back to our friends.
Wait, before she grab,
Okay,
Yeah.
no grabbing. No grabbing, grabbing.
Before grab.
before, no,
Hand check. Hand check, hand check.
no square. I do curtsy and head twist upside down.
This is
The
this
best
is
of
so
greetings.
weird. He like bows, can't do the whole neck thing, so he just bows and like turns away.
Okay, now grab. I'm bored. Go back.
Grab hand, put on or over shoulders, and then fly away. At this point in time, everyone is gone and everyone huddles up. Micah then lands in the window, opens it, and because again, no window or door is locked. And then you step inside.
Okay, the party's over?
Yeah, the
Yeah, the-
We're still on fire.
Yeah, the roof's on fire.
I've been spitting at it.
Any vodka left?
Get
I'll
the
take
spy
vodka.
No, because I threw it at the fire and it made it worse.
Good party, no?
I
Yeah,
bet
good
you- I
party.
bet you Gilbert has
Yeah,
a
but-
lot of spit.
But perfect.
Gilbert's been frantic. I think his survival instincts are telling him to get out of the apartment, but I can't tell.
He's flapping his wings, probably is increasing the fire.
He's a
No, we
stupid
still wants
bird.
to party.
Lon in the background just states, I did tell them I could cast magic to get rid of it, but no, they kept saying, no, I got it. Here, I'll use this. Throws vodka. No, I got it. Here's, use this. Throws spiked punch. It's been like this for about 10 minutes.
I thought
Yeah,
I
but
figured it
did
out.
you
Nobody
wanna do it
listen
for
to
birthday
Fox
parties?
Spirit and waste good vodka?
Uh,
On a house
Lon
party,
does
yeah.
state, you did the first one, and then Dan wanted to make sure the party was over, so he started a new one.
Party started.
Okay, well, I think we should rest.
Wait, did you find anything when you were gone?
Yes, we found lots of information, but let's have
They're a
a
nice family, right? Tempest
yes.
and I are gonna go back.
Yes.
It's good, Dad. Bad taste in dolls.
Guys, before we were interrupted by that side quest for a minute, I had something to say.
What?
What?
You've been holding on to that thought for so long while I've been trying to spit at this fire?
Yes. I was thinking that I think
What?
the way to solve this is to convince this guy that it would be good to let these people out of his, mind control, whatever, because at their hearts, people are actually good. And if he gave them a chance to be good themselves, he'd be surprised.
I don't
Why would
believe
Gilbert
he.
do everything he wanted to do? There'd be so much blood.
Yeah. Also, like, I agree. Okay, right? But hear me out. The backup plan is we just imply, again, don't threaten, but imply that we could kill his kids and he should probably remove this.
You
But-
know that that's literally the definition of a threat, right?
No,
Yes,
no, I'm
it's
not
a threat.
threatening. That's
To
not threatening.
imply that you
I'm just
might do something.
implying.
The
Do I
the
need to
little
Might do something bad as a threat.
the
No.
little porcelain doll starts
His
like
intent behind the
ticka
threat.
around trying to look for booze of any kind. Ticka.
Ah,
Now I've
Ticka,
been
ticka.
nipped over by the
Quite hot.
Ticka.
ah, our child.
Darting around, you do find what appears to be a flask, another flask. People brought their own booze, and a very red, very crimson, maybe alcoholic, you're not entirely sure, bottle that was left by the current doorway that you're at that says, Fireball, enjoy.
Fireball da. I start chugging bottle.
Oh, it
Ah.
burns so much. It's good.
That's
enough.
so good.
Tempest, I think we need to talk about our child's behavior. But before I would
It
like to
has a
say-
spicy citrus flavor to it.
I've been thinking.
Does it get the doll drunk?
Roll Constitution.
Can dolls get drunk?
Constitution saving throws are in your saving throws above skills.
Oh.
No, unfortunately.
You're extremely
Russian?
strong.
But Becky, you were saying.
I've been thinking this place seems really good. Why change it? Like, what's the worst that could happen?
mean, my
You know,
house can
our
burn down.
entire mortal realm being destroyed
Yes.
because we didn't complete the quest.
Well, and also these
Oh.
people not having control of their lives.
Well, that's true. Okay, how about this? I have an idea. Tempest and I, since we haven't caused a ruckus. And Dan. What, has Dan caused a ruckus?
Did set the roof
kicked the
on our,
stove
which is
over.
still on fire, by the way.
But, like, has Dan threatened anybody?
I didn't
Micah
threaten
could come
anyone.
too. Well, Micah did just come off as a little stalky.
Yeah, but,
But
that was just
we're going
between
over
us.
to his house, right? And Tempest and I can bring what would be, I'm gonna call it a presentation,
Hmm.
okay? And we'll give a presentation about how we can make people here be
Yeah.
good
What?
at the same time, and so his wife will be safe, because we found out the wife had a real tragic backstory, and I think he's a little protective. I think it's time to let, her live a normal life, because she's not seeing a normal life. So what we'll do is, Tempest, get me wrong, we will have them live in the alleys like I did growing up, because it was very tough.
I think he'll definitely do that.
Or we can persuade him to get rid of the curse with a powerful mind that I've been training
Wow.
with my
Like a
wisdom.
PowerPoint
He has no
presentation?
interest
Yes.
in getting rid
Ah.
of the curse.
He has no interest?
No,
Does he have interest in you?
no.
I raised my
Uh,
hand.
Well,
The-
plan C, I could
we
get real
ignore the
sexy and I can
hand.
seduce him.
We ignore the hand.
Right?
We can
Anyone
have a
not
block
ignore the
party.
hand?
I
I'm
just
thinking
if
we can save it. Or
if he
we
wants,
just fix it ourselves.
Hello, hand.
What?
raised.
Hand?
Yes.
no,
Okay.
no,
No.
hand, no, no, no,
Wait,
Wait,
wait.
man,
What
turn
if
like
we
that.
don't convince him? I think that's pointless. What if we convince his wife that if he doesn't remove the
That's
curse,
a good
then
idea.
the entire mortal realm that we live in will be killed. I don't
Okay,
think
here's
she'll
the
be
problem.
down for that.
Here's the problem.
She's being
She's-
sheltered beyond what should, like,
It's
I feel like she
true.
would probably be like, oh my god, what are you doing this for?
Right? It's kind of manipulative.
Yeah.
It is, and his children,
Oh, right.
the way
They're not
they're
even
growing
living
up,
a real
they're
life.
not in a normal life.
They're just living in his idea of a normal life.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a good plan. We get some rest. We go to their house for
Okay.
dinner like we planned.
Just
We have a talk with her,
yes.
and we
But-
convince her.
We can't tell her the whole world's gonna die
For
because
dinner.
she was treated very poorly by the world. Like a lot happened. It's pretty tragic. It might be almost as tragic as my backstory. And
We
she
cut
might
to-
just want to destroy the whole world.
Becky living in the alleyways. Young miss, you forgot your bologna sandwich this morning. Are you sure you want to stay here in the afternoon? And you're like, yes! I told you before, I'm not going home. Very well, then we'll have your maid here in about 10 minutes. Just make sure that the alleyway is clear and clean. I don't know why your father insisted on you having this construction project between the maid's home and your main home being an alleyway, but he cares about his daughter far too much. Walks away.
I write in my journal, hour 2 of being in the alley. I've seen a cockroach almost died. That's where it cuts off.
No one knows this part. It's just Becky's own memory.
But I had a very tragic backstory, and if it was me and someone was like, "Ooh, let's get rid of the whole mortal realm and keep a place like this nice," I'd probably do it. Because this place has a little more money.
Micah Tempest, I see no one else potentially figuring this part out except NPCs. You know what? I'll say everyone. I'll give everyone a chance. Go ahead and roll insights to see if there's a potential flaw within this plan.
Impressed if I did well.
I finally rolled well.
We all rolled well.
Yes.
Very
Right now.
insightful.
Very insightful.
If you want to manipulate this man, using his wife would be the most ideal choice. So,
He's
instead of
smart.
fighting, using his wife against him, most appropriate. Well, not in real life, but in this case, wanting to convince him, for sure, yes.
Oh no, it's 100% in real life too.
Yes, but you shouldn't do that. I digress. That being said, though, if he catches you doing this, for sure the deal's off against you and him. He might kick you out or he might do something else, but you are risking him figuring it out beforehand. So you're gonna have to maybe divert him before speaking with his wife. So figure out a way to distract is all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Okay,
So
well,
we kidnap the kids, right?
no.
Okay.
No.
No. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Kidnapping's bad. Okay. Got it. Yes. Go
I'm
on.
done with this. I'm gonna nose ghost you again. One more chance. You're gonna nose ghost.
Kill that kid.
Nose
Nose
ghost!
No, not again. Ah!
I pick him up, my fingers up his nose, and I lift him into the air, and I stick his hair in the fire. On an accident.
The fire's already out. It's just smolders.
then
It
I
gets a
set
little
him down
charcoaly.
nicely. And I say, I hope I didn't hurt you.
Ow!
I was just lifting you up.
You by the nose.
Nose ghost.
Have you been picked up by your nose?
What
It's
if?
it's
what
not
if-
comfortable.
What if
I'm
we,
lifted.
we dress me up? You give them haunted
Oh
doll
my
and they
God.
and I haunt them until they go insane.
Hey, hold on. Wait, your kid
Wait a
can
second.
already speak? That's impressive, Becky.
I don't know. It's not my kid. I think it's Micah's.
Oh, wait, what? But it came out of Bempin.
You
not
would be
him
lucky
out
to
of
have me
any-
as
right
Dawn,
between her
however,
legs.
none of you are as lucky.
Wait, it came out of me and Bempis. Bempis, it's our kid.
What?
Lon does state,
Oh man, that's beautiful.
regardless of the ramblings that D is clearly making up, it seems that we have a plan enacted. That being said, one team should divert the man and the other should speak with the wife. If I had to guess, Becky and Tempest should speak with the wife, as they have no concern against you two right now.
Now the question is, how do we distract him without making him suspicious?
Right. In the
Again,
second
haunted
option-
doll drive to insanity. How not good plan?
Okay,
Well,
I've got
he
a good
already knows
idea.
who's it.
I've got a good idea.
What's your idea?
I don't know what it was, but I ate a lot of those wieners, and I've been to the bathroom like 100 times today.
Damn.
So maybe
You're
we eat
poison.
wieners?
Becky, those wieners were poisoned.
Hmm,
You said to poison them until they were poisoned.
that would explain
The
everything.
poison?
So
Yeah.
you know what? That's actually an interesting idea. The only thing is, we would have to find the right kind of thing to make him sick, but that would not make any blood come out. You know?
Oh yes, because I had lots of blood today. Yeah,
Oh no.
How
there's a
about
lot of
cut-
poison, I guess.
We
How
don't want
about cut the
all that
recipe?
information.
Cut the recipe in half.
This is how to say. Okay, we have Dan and Samantha, deranged,
Yes.
have a distraction outside because he hates them, right?
That's right.
We'll be distracted, and then we'll slip the question like, "Hey, so how do you feel about your husband brainwashing everyone here so you think you're living a good life?" And that split second, he'll come back and she'll be like, "No, you didn't," and we'll sit there and eat the delicious food she makes and
Yes.
and ask
I
for money
have a,
when
I
the
have a
dinner
plan
goes
to build
south.
upon this plan. I
What?
have a plan to build upon this plan. So
Okay.
it's Dee and Dan,
Mhm.
or whoever else.
It's Dan
Um,
Dan.
Yes, D&D. If you guys
Wait.
make
Dandy.
him think, if you make him think that you are like going to strike against him, like you're not just distracting him, like you're trying to do something bad that you think will, like, you know, win the challenge, but really you're just trying to keep him from going to his house, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
And
I
it's
was
not
thinking
play,
about a
that's an
theatrical play. Dan, you're very educated.
I don't think that's a good
Yeah?
idea.
Yeah. What if we had a theatrical play in, like, the main courtyard of the town, and then all of the townsfolk will be there because everyone's super nice, and he would have to come there because he's like the main nice guy. Quote unquote.
What if
Yeah.
you had a fundraiser? Then he'd really have to come.
Ooh,
And
The tickets could be a fundraiser.
Lon
For
does state
injured children.
that could actually work. The only problem is more than likely his wife would also attend.
We'll make it an adult play, and then we will hire all of the different, the babysitters. She has to stay home and watch the kids.
If it's an adult play, he would not go.
It's a fundraiser. He has to go. It's an adult fundraiser.
He would
But
likely
she-
just
Why?
send someone with a.
Right?
I'm ready for.
She's already committed
Wait,
to
I
having
have a
Mouth
good
running.
idea.
somebody eat.
Everyone, Becky
You
has
need to
idea.
collect.
I
Do you
guess.
hear me?
No, I'm hearing Becky.
Becky has idea. This is all good, but isn't this a trial of mind? I feel like we haven't been using our mind, so I'm going to use my mind here.
I got it.
We play
God.
a mind game, the never have I ever drinking game, and we say never have I ever, you know, brainwashed an entire town so my wife believes it's safe. And then he has to drink.
Connor does state generally love that idea, but he is able to lie. Like
Oh.
him and his family are the only ones able to lie.
You're telling me people lie in that game?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, but the whole thing is you're not supposed to lie during that game. That's why it's
Otherwise,
fun.
everyone would be embarrassed about the fact that they haven't, you know, done drugs or had sex or whatever.
Ah.
Dang. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
When I was still in college, I kept drinking when people said, "Oh, do you do medicinal marijuana?" I said, "No, of course not." And yes, of course I did, but I had to lie about it.
Oh my God, you're terrible.
No!
That is federal crime.
But not a state crime, so you're good. Kind of, maybe.
We live in a fascinating world. It's actually illegal here.
So it's okay to kidnap people and murder them?
No, that is still not cool.
Oh, but we're not.
I have
Not
an
to
idea.
that
But
Bill,
level.
on your
McGruff
idea.
said
Wait,
something.
my
about-
girlfriend has an idea.
Mm.
And we're not
Maybe
talking
I-
about McGruff.
Okay, Bimpus, go ahead.
Oh my god, you're literally the worst. To build on Becky's idea, we have to play mind games, right? That's the whole thing. We
Okay.
make him think. We set up this elaborate thing where we are playing a mind game. We're trying to unravel the mystery. We're trying to break the curse, whatever. That's another thing. Maybe like a end curse or something would work. But anyway, we make that like we make it seem like we're gonna try to break the curse, and it's some big thing. And he's like, "Oh no, they're trying to do this thing. I wonder if it could actually work." And he goes, and Dan and D, they both like keep him occupied by like doing all this like silly magical stuff that might actually work. Meanwhile, we're talking to his wife, convincing her of
Good.
what's a good thing.
So you're saying we lie and be like, well, we're having a good night, but our comrades are out there. They're probably about 10 minutes away from breaking the curse where everyone can be, you know, their own person. And he's going to freak out.
Well, no, like he'll be at work during the day, you know. So we set something up so that it draws him out of his shop. We make him think that we're trying to hide something from him, but he sees it because, oops, we weren't good enough, and here's our big plan, and it's all happening right now.
Wait,
He
but what
never
about
even goes
dinner?
home after work.
Yeah.
We go to dinner while they're distracting him while he was coming out of work.
What
Oh.
are we doing about the
They're-
theatrical play, though?
I don't
Yeah,
think
hear
think
how
the theatrical
thou,
play is
mortal
next week.
fiend. My feet are large with onions.
D is crying and just like, it's so beautiful.
Faraday does state, it's a honestly good plan. The easiest way to probably distract him is to have some of his building caught on fire beforehand,
Raise the
causing him to be
fire.
delayed before
Fire the roof.
you guys can show up a little bit earlier than expected, but not by much. That way you have more time in hand.
Why are we gonna destroy public property now?
Right,
That doesn't seem good.
I don't
The
mean
citizens
to
will do it as
blow
long
up
as you say
his
it's a party and you say it would make you happy. They'll do
building.
pretty much
I'm
anything.
stating causing a false fire within the area.
Yeah,
Mm,
but
I do like fires
fire.
and killing. I mean, loving people. Loving
Okay.
people.
Okay, everybody, look.
We have some time. We have some
There's
time. to think
so
about
many of us here. We can come up with an idea, okay? That's all the same thing, right? So we have a play about murdering people, okay?
Oh.
Dan and whatever,
Yeah.
right? But the play is a distraction for Micah to get rid of the curse with the Connor, right? But that's not real.
Not
But-
real.
We're at the party
Jacques.
eating food, and we tell him that the curse is being broken, but we couldn't remember if it was at the play or somewhere else. Then he has to leave, and then we tell the wife.
Oh.
But that's pretty complicated. Or we just like, y'all go out and, I don't know, start a fire outside the front yard, and we then tell the wife.
Lon
Or
does
just tell
state
her.
probably a dumpster fire would be the most appropriate. That way he still has to stay there for questioning by any... there are no guards here, but that doesn't mean there aren't other establishments like fire and safety regulations.
Well, I just wanted to say one thing. I'm not canceling dinner plans.
Oh. Well. And I'm not canceling a theatrical performance by myself, and there's truly Human Man Dan, the most
I didn't
beautiful of
Indubitably.
Right.
them. Just a natural.
You go on to...
I think next week is really good for a play.
You go on with the story of having Lon and Connor deal with some sort of fire situation that isn't actually causing any harm, just a distraction. All the while, Sam and Dan are causing their own distraction with a theatrical play. In the meantime, Becky, Tempest, and the rest of the gang are heading over towards dinner. As new people in town, Becky, you did state you had family coming, and you never said what your family looked like.
Ooh.
So, you can be that awkwardly rude, not meaning to be rude, dinner, what's it called? Guest, and invite people.
I don't want to, because if I do, then there's not enough food for me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Faraday and I think Faraday was the only, and Micah are around where D and Dan are to potentially help them along. Putting them over here, putting him over here, and putting you two over here.
Dolan situation.
Oh, that's weird. I thought I had you here. Nope. Still didn't. Drive safe.
We're all over the place.
Is that him?
D and Dan, what kind of theatrical play are you trying to do?
So I will go to Dan at the beginning and go, theater is about nonsense and long word.
Long word.
Yes. Like, thou art beautiful words. Damn it. Wrong words. You
Out,
get this?
out.
Um,
Beautiful word.
Yes, like that. And then just say it unnaturally.
Out, beautiful words.
Perfect. Jesus. Okay, so it has absolutely nothing to do with what you're saying. You just have to say things and then move your arms a lot, like large
my
motions. Yes,
Large motions.
got it. And then you die at the end, but not really die. We're not gonna kill you again.
I've had someone stab me before. We could play it out. I lived.
We're not. But we're supposed to
Scared.
die at the end, right?
I can't die anymore.
And okay, you're not going to actually kill you.
While this is going on, Micah, you, Connor, Faraday, and Lon are around. Devi, I don't know if you went with Tempest's group or this play, but Connor and Lon do look towards Micah and Faraday, and Connor does state, all right then, we're going to cause distraction number 2. Micah, I would suggest having you use your charm and charisma to convince people to go to this play.
Oh, I can do that.
I go with vampire because has most sense.
Yes.
Devi would be appreciated as well. Just try not to spook anyone.
Do best.
As you say so, you give him a bright smile that cracks your face, causing it to look horrendously awful. I can only hope for their best. And then, like, you turn around and it, like, heals up. As mentioned beforehand, you are made of porcelain. You can't technically move that well, but when you do, it causes more problems. But since you're magical, it heals. Micah, go ahead and roll persuasion to convince people to go to this play. Connor did state, at the very least, it'll help with boosting their sensibilities. And Devi, go ahead and roll performance to try not to scare anyone away. 11's not the worst. Okay. Micah, you come over. Micah,
Where?
you come over
No,
towards.
the dog. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Oh my god.
You speak with people
Wait,
here and there.
Jesus.
You speak with mainly men and women that are super into you, and you state that there is a play currently going on that my group is performing. I'm not in it, of course, but I'm just making sure that they have an audience, and it'd be super lovely and attractive of you to go there. You're basically trying to woo them. That wasn't good wooing. I'm just making sure that you're aware of that. Devi, more or less, they don't scare anyone heavily, but they do they freak people out that when that happens, they like go onto the other side of the street, which causes them to go towards the play anyways. So Devi and Micah are doing their work, and eventually you do have a crowd. All the while you are performing your play, which is how to perform the play when performing a play. A tale in action of two individual strangers not knowing how to deal with a play, but trying to, in their best of minds, in their wittest of wits, to get ready to perform a play that they have yet to act. They will never act, because the play itself is the beginning of how to start a play. Dee and Dan, go ahead and roll for me performance. Since you're helping each other out, advantage.
Are you ready to perform, Dan?
Long the words performance.
28. I thou are good at plays. Is good.
Yes. Like flower blossoms spitting like long snakes. I kind of like snakes. They're smaller and they're kind of cooler than most animals. Yeah. That's about it.
People with the advertisements Devi and Micah have dealt with, they consider this a spoof/comedy play. So when you do this, people are actually really drawn into it. Connor and Lon then begin to do their own thing, and Faraday as a watch out. All right then, don't really know if the play's gonna work out, but hopefully they got this. Connor then states, I'm sure they do. It's my brother we're talking about. You placed too much hope on your brother. Still, They begin to cast fire within a centralized area that won't cause any harm to the buildings around it, but it does cause Gilmore to come out while he's working. He heavily sighs while they're already gone, and he goes, all right. Unfortunately, someone probably already saw it. They already called the fire department, and soon enough, the fire department does come over and like draws Gilmore in for a bit. Eventually, after 10 minutes, he does state, that's my entire report. I honestly just got here. I'm already running late to my dinner with my wife. Oh, you're having dinner with your wife again. I see you always being a taken man. One of the firefighters does state, yes, if you'll excuse me, I have dinner guests as well, so I have to get going. Rightio, do take care. He goes back, closes his shop, and heads over towards where his home would be. All the while, because Dee rolled so well and Dan rolled a 13, which is good, but, you know, unfortunately, no traveling act will pick you, sorry. An entire mosh pit of people are there, giving no way for Gilmore, if he doesn't want to get caught with anything or violence, any way to move around it. Excuse me. It's going to take a while. And causing him to slow down even further. Becky and Tempest, you get to Sam's house / Gilmore's house like 10 minutes early than expected. Not so early, it's rude, but early enough that you can definitely have a good half hour before Gilmore ever arrives.
And we made cookies, so we're not coming empty-handed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But how good are the cookies?
Sam does go over to open the door when you knock and goes, oh, hi. Oh, you brought something. Excellent.
Cookies.
Right.
Chocolate chip.
Follow me. I made sure that the kids are already to bed. It is still early, but I wanted to make sure that they're okay. But before they do, I wanted them to say something to you. Looks towards Becky, and both of the kids do come down, and they do apologize to Becky.
Do
Thank
they say it in that cute little kid way where they say it at the same time and it's like, we're sorry, Miss Becky?
Yes, for sure.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Well, you don't need to be sorry because there's no sorries in fights, only victors. But you should probably go to bed because I'm about to do adult things. Wait, but not that way. Wait.
The
We're
daughter
about to
does
have
look
dinner.
towards the mother, and she does state, does she mean drinking? Yes, dear, drinking. Remember, only when you're old enough. And then she scoots them to bed.
Fingers.
Oh my god.
No, Becky. She just said no.
Yeah,
She's-
I know.
she was-
They go to bed, and soon enough, it's just her and you guys.
While she's up putting the kids to bed, I want to say to Becky, hey Becky, here's our angle. We have found out, or we think this mind control thing is happening. We don't tell her who is doing it until she has come to the conclusion it's a bad thing. Okay?
Oh, okay. So like we point out that we talk about a hypothetical, right?
Like, isn't it really weird that everyone's so like uniformly nice? And have you ever
Right.
been anywhere else where this is like this? And you know,
Right.
we've actually kind of thought that maybe they're under some sort of spell.
Ooh,
Isn't
and
that
give
terrible?
examples. Like we talk to
Yeah.
people and it's like, oh, their memories are wiped and they don't
They
even
think-
know.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
we kind of together come to the conclusion that it's her husband, and then we confront him when he comes home.
You guys are awful
Ooh,
people.
Okay. Yes, but also at the same
That's
time,
a really good way to go, actually.
at the same
Yes.
time, let's make sure I get enough of the food though, because it smells good. I want to make sure I get enough to eat before the
Also,
husband. So
I think we're not going to eat until he comes, but you can definitely snack on the cookies. I made them for you. They have protein.
As you say
Wait.
protein, she does like walk down the stairs and goes, sorry, but I did give both of them each a cookie. Hopefully that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
They're special cookies. They have protein.
My husband did send me a tweet that he will be arriving a little bit late, so if you don't mind a little bit of snacking, we can start with that
Ooh,
and a little bit of talking.
what do you have to snack on?
I have some nice finger sandwiches, as well as some fruits
Finger
and vegetables.
sandwiches. I'm gonna reach out and grab the entire tray and be like, "Thank you very much,"
Of course, help yourself.
and bring that to the table with me. An entire tray of finger sandwiches.
Yeah. uh, Becky and Tempest, you begin to have small, polite talk and go into the process of speaking with. So, why is the town like this? And she does state, I'm not entirely sure. To be quite frank, it's honestly quite lovely. It is and was daunting at first, but I suppose because we're in the sky, we don't really deal with others outside. So we have to, I guess, get along with the people around us.
You know, that is a good point. Wait,
Have you
hold on.
noticed though? Have you noticed that all the people that like have you ever asked anybody where they come from and they're just like, oh well, I was doing this thing and then I lost consciousness. Weird, right? Even you said.
Well, I did say my husband brought me here, and he physically brought me here. We went into the mountains, and he did state to hold his hand while he casted some sort of spell to sunder some of the mountain rage to cause us to fly into the sky. I was scared at first, but I trusted him, and I'm glad I did.
He is a nice guy. You know, he's been very nice to us. I could call him a friend, but I don't know if we're friends yet. However, I was talking to these people, and although they're nice here, they've slowly lost like their memory, and they no longer really have a personality. They
Oh
can
my
only
gosh,
kind of
yeah.
do one thing.
We met
It's
this
very
guy. We met this
weird.
guy who he was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. He was really concerned about it. He was kind of afraid, and we were like, well, maybe we can try to help you. And he was like, no, I'm just gonna go to sleep. And then when we saw him the next day, he was like, oh, yes, I did see you yesterday, and he was mindless, like completely mindless, like someone was taking over his brain.
It was kind of sad.
Makes
Now he
me
was
worry.
happy, but
He wasn't
he
himself.
couldn't be anything else. And I felt sad for him because he didn't get to experience the full meaning of lifting. Like when you get a big lift, you know, and you miss it, and you get angry because you miss it, but you know you need that anger to get the second lift to make sure you get it. He would never have that anger, so he'd never get that second lift
Well,
and never get to experience what
I
it means
don't
to be
really understand that part,
lifted.
but I can understand being frustrated, and maybe he was showing just a calm demeanor. After all, we can't always be frustrated all the time, and eventually it will just cause us more harm than good. Maybe he was just putting on a brave face.
He might have been.
Some
but
people don't
I-
show their emotions on their sleeve.
It's true.
He didn't remember why he was upset.
Yeah, I did ask the other people though in that town too.
That he
I
couldn't
was-
figure out a way to get out of the city. And he was in his mind stuck here for about 2 weeks. And not knowing where you're at, can't get out of the floating sky city. It would frustrate you.
He had been gone for 200 years.
He came from 200 years ago. He was only aware of his current status for 2 weeks.
Wow, it's like his entire identity was wiped.
And have you also noticed that people they have the same way of talking? Like someone talking for them. It's weird.
That could just be the DM not making more than one voice.
Well, I think that's a thing that's happening here that's bad.
I can understand what you mean, and in game, this is the actual context. People are often not talking the same way. That usually involves cultural context or being in the same regional area. I don't really know personally, and
Let me
again,
tell you.
I've only been here for about 15 years, so
It's a long time.
Wow. Just let me tell you a personal story of mine. There was this one time when I was a kid, and all I wanted was friends. And I had a lot of friends. I had 45 friends. I had the biggest party in the world. The biggest party. I got 2 elephants. I got a bunch of swords. I got a weightlifting equipment. I had all these friends, and all these people there that loved me and were cheering for me, and it was a wonderful party. And then I went to bed, and I got hungry, so I went out for more cake, and that's when I saw my mom paying every single person there. They said thank you, and she was like, thank you for being a friend today for Becky. And they're like, yep, you can hire me here on this acting list. And that's when I learned that I didn't have any friends. And that's when I moved to the alleyway. And I thought, if I can't be friends with anyone else, I'll be friends with my muscles. And I've lived it ever since. And it was a very sad thing. But I don't know if there's a parallel here. I don't think so. I just wanted to tell you a sad story.
No, Becky, I think there actually is. Not so much with
What?
the lifting stuff, but doesn't it feel terrible when you think that people like you or that you enjoy the same things,
Yes.
or that they think you're nice, or you think they're nice, and it turns out it wasn't really them.
Right? You were being manipulated by someone you trusted.
Maybe not even intentionally.
Right? And they were doing it because they cared about me.
Again, being self-aware, she can infer what you mean, but she wants you to say it outright, because you are straight up trying to throw her husband under the bus with
We're not saying
no.
anything about her husband yet.
I
We're
know,
just saying
but
we
this
think
is what she is understanding what you're trying to say. And she does state, what do you mean by that? Do you
Well-
think someone is manipulating the city in some way?
I have some gossip, okay? I have gossip. I've got big gossip. But, it could be anyone's gossip, but it's gossip. And I heard from a trusted source, multiple trusted sources, that your husband, who's wonderful and lovely, very nice home he's created here, is controlling and manipulating everyone's behaviors here because he is trying to protect his wife, which I'm guessing is you, right, Tempest?
yeah.
Yes, and I just wanted to let you know because I didn't know.
I
Did you know
am
that?
his wife, but why would he want to do that?
And
I
he's
feel like
kind
if
of
it was
wiped the
me
mind.
and he was trying to protect me,
Yeah.
but to a point where he didn't let me actually know people because no one that I met was actually themselves, I'd be kind of upset.
Yeah. And I think he just wanted, because like you said last time, you had a real tough childhood.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to make it safe up here. And it is safe, but it might be affecting other people. Which might be why the parties are kind of lame around here.
And I don't think that it was intentional. I don't think he meant to do anything bad. I just think that his intentions were good, but I don't know if the effect is the
Yeah.
best thing.
Okay, this is good. Tempest and Becky, you don't have a lot of time. Another tweeting bird comes out, and it does state 5 minutes left. So Becky and Tempest, you begin the detailed information you have. Tell people what exactly is going on. You were told what was
we're
going
here
on.
to break a spell of some sort.
Yeah.
And where all the things are leading, 100% transparency.
So with everything you've already said and helping each other out, I want one of you to roll persuasion with advantage, and then you get on top of that the other person's charisma bonus. You know what? Let's make it not the charisma bonus, the proficiency bonus, because I don't know one of your guys' charisma.
Mine's 0.
And also 0.
Yeah, let's
Alright,
make it
great. You
perception.
go ahead and roll because you've been doing better today.
Persuasion.
Persuasion, yeah. Persuasion
Nice.
advantage, and I think at this level +4, so that's 24.
Nice.
Very powerful.
Right.
My words.
I will speak to him when he gets home.
So, can I give you a little piece of advice when you do?
Sure.
I think he did this to protect you, It wasn't, his intentions weren't bad. And right now, he thinks that if he were to break the spell or, break the effect that is, you know, affecting everybody, that he would be hurting you, and I think that he just needs to realize that it's not gonna hurt you. Because I think people can be good if you give them the chance, but if they don't really have the chance, they can't really be good, you know? So I just think, I don't know, don't go in like you're upset about it, because I mean, I can't tell if you are. You're kind of.
No, with this family specifically, you can read them. It's not like, oh, emotionless. She is frustrated right now. She is showing emotion. It's just she's not outright shouting at you or getting ready to shout at her husband.
Ooh.
Do I think she's upset or frustrated with us, or just with the situation?
The situation.
Wow. Okay, I could also give you advice. It's going to be a saying. You keep eating the sausage wieners, because one of them might be a good one. Is that wise words, Tempest?
I can't tell.
Gilmore does open the door at this point, and he goes, sorry I'm late, dear. Some weird commotion happening in town. Right, well, do you mind if...
I heard there was a play today.
I'm not sure. Something about a play within a play of how to perform a play. I don't know, some avant-garde thing. And his wife does state, do you mind if we speak outside first? I'm already 30 minutes late. I guess we can, but isn't the food getting cold? The food can wait. All right.
Do you want us to go, or?
No, it's all right. You can stay here.
Oh, I'm going to reach out and grab what she was eating on her plate and start eating it.
She hasn't eaten anything yet. She's made her plate, his and your guys's, but she hasn't started eating, other than like small snacking here and there.
Oh, okay. I just grab the rest of the rolls of bread then.
Yeah.
Then I eat all those.
As they walk through the threshold of the house, she does close the door, and you do hear some muffling, like and then you hear shouting. Tempest and Becky, if you're trying to hear this conversation, you're more than welcome to roll perception, but this is an argument.
I want to.
It didn't start out as an argument first, but it is becoming one.
Dang, Tempest. These are good rolls, aren't they? Good dinner party. One of the better dinner parties I've been to.
So Tempest, you don't get everything, but you do hear a few things.
My passive is 15, if that helps.
Yeah, let's just use your passive. You can't hear in the position you're in, so you scoot over towards the door so you can hear. And Becky scoots over towards the couch, so she's eating on the couch. Bad manners, but Becky doesn't care. She's just close by now. And you do hear a little bit better, but not everything. You do hear, I'm not mad. I just want to make sure that you're aware that this is not okay. Look, I'm trying to make sure our family is okay. I've seen what you've been through. I'm trying to make sure everyone's okay. I can't protect everyone, but I want to make sure I protect you. I get it. I've told you my story, and I'm glad that you're here. But we can't be having this. Our kids can't be in a world that's fake. They need to actually live a life, not one made for them. Look, I only want to make sure that you're okay, and I am. And I want to make sure that you're okay. Because we can't live in this fake life. Fine. I just know that I want to make sure that you're okay, that the kids are okay, that we're okay. We will be. Just no more lies. Right. Speaking of that, I am partly demonic. What do you mean? I came from a place you know as the Nine Hells. I grew up there. I hated it there. Always thrown down into the cascading of fire. The moment I was able to break free, I took the chance. There was a breakage through the doorway, some sort of door that was left open. And I took the chance to live. But I only had enough strength to get out. But I couldn't be followed, so I, instead of going to a location and went to a location in time, went back in time. But I eventually, through that, I needed to reincarnate. I couldn't survive here, so over the process of time, I eventually became this. It's why our kids have the eyes that they do. And you eventually like go over towards the window so you can see this, because it's getting juicy. And you see she grabs onto his hands. I don't care about that. I just care that we have a future together. No lies. No lies. Please stop this. Right. I need to speak with the two inside first. I'm pretty sure they know. Alright, I'll wait here. And like he comes over to the doorway. He opens the door and he notices Becky dropping a bit of food on the couch,
Ooh, I'll eat that.
picking it, and then eating it.
Mostly away from the window.
Notices Becky quickly turn away from the window, like grabs a book completely backwards. By this time, the rest of the group is nearby, a block away. After the performance, very well done, by the way. Encores all.
We did it! We had the best performance. The goal. That was the goal.
Gilmore does state, do you two mind coming out? And it looks like your friends are heading this way anyways.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
Sure, yeah.
what about the dinner party?
The dinner can wait.
Oh.
And
I'll
Becky,
take it.
you have had your fill. It's just you want more free food.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my plate and take it outside with me.
You do so. The rest of the gang is there now, and Gilmore does state. Right. I still don't care for all of you. But my wife has made it a point that this facade can't go on.
It could.
Dan,
Shouldn't go on.
Dan, shut up. Fish.
For that,
Oh, acting.
right. Well, anyways, ignoring you, I am about to release the city from this itself. If this is the trial that happens, then I want you to be here to witness potentially a city burn.
Party.
Yeah.
wait, why
No.
The roof's on fire again.
why would the city burn?
Because it's fake.
Pardon?
It's not gonna burn.
D does look towards him. Essentially, he does have the idea.
Yeah, the city was built upon lies and fakeness. If he dispels it, then the city should crumble.
No,
I mean, it's
I don't think it will though. Because everyone here is pretty nice and they've all been through things.
I generally don't know.
Yeah, but they can't leave. They gotta have to jump. I've tried
No,
that.
it'll be fine. I already saved the world. I pretty much just saved the world again
Yeah.
and the city, so I need 3 saves.
Gilmore does state, I generally don't know. And Tempest, you can read between the lines. Like, if something goes wrong, he wants to make sure you're all aware that it's your fault.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Wait,
He
hold
doesn't
on.
know if anything's going to happen.
Oh.
He just wants to make sure that you're aware that you're the reason
Um,
this is happening. He
okay.
doesn't like you. In fact, he hates all of you.
Gilmore, I have my hand
He's
up.
taking responsibility for something that he did and is now undoing, so he
Yes,
can try to
So
gaslight
Becky
me all he
can
wants.
lift it
I
up.
have my hand up. Gilmore. So we actually, because we're doing this, have a favor. With
No.
pick a I don't know, cul-de-sac that you like, and we could probably pull some strings to get you a house there.
We'll consider it.
I pulled a lot of strings.
Good,
They
okay.
gave me a donkey or a goat once.
Yeah, true. He got a donkey.
Right. Well, anyways, he like cuts this conversation line off. Your fault. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
He begins to cast a very high level spell that essentially does dispel the thing he's already done. With a good amount of flourish and flow, he then casts a very powerful spell into the ground itself. So strong it begins to cause cracks underneath him and cracks around you. An energy pool then seeps out of the city lines and causes it to just blanket over everyone. You yourselves are not affected because you yourselves have yet to be affected. I would state that in another day you would have had to make a roll, but you only stayed here 2 days, so you're okay.
Hey, we did it.
That being said, though, you do hear a commotion within the walls and the streets, and it's not violent. It is just, what's going on? What's happening? Where am I? Like, people more or less awakening to their full minds. And the trial of mind has concluded. As you do see a trumpeter angel emerge out of the ether, and soon enough, the angelic woman he spoke about also emerges out of nowhere.
Mom!
I am going to, while seeing this, in anticipation, I am going to dab and say, Savior of strength and mind. And I'm just going to hold that dab as that thing comes down.
The angel does trumpet down. Don't know if you can see it. It's on a delay for me.
I'm dabbing.
You can definitely see Becky dab, though. The angelic woman and the angel itself float down and land in front of all of you. And Gilmore and Sam look towards this woman. Gilmore does state, "Oh, it's you again. I'm assuming these are the people you mentioned?" "Yes, they are. And congratulations to all of you." Ignored you. "The trial of mind has been concluded.
Ignored you.
So next, the trial of the soul will commence
I did it.
in a month and a
You've got
half,
Good soul.
Mom,
giving
I
you
did
time to train.
it. Mom!
In the meantime, we will correct the wrongs that have happened here."
Mom!
And you do see she snaps her fingers, and various other trumpeting angels begin to descend upon the city. And instead of those, what's going on? What's happening here? You do hear panic. You do hear, "What the heck are?" And then you hear like a shout and a scream. People begin to vanish, even in your own current viewpoint. People, like maybe 3 blocks away, an angel swerves by, and they like get cast in a light. Some people begin to be afraid and they vanish all the same. People cry out. Someone falls down and vanishes as well. All this is happening in an instant.
Yes, deets.
Excuse me, angels. I saved this city, so why is everybody disappearing and dying?
This
They're not dying. They're going back to where they came from.
Why can't they stay here?
Because this isn't where they belong.
But
correct.
they liked it.
These
Didn't
beings,
know about it.
many should have died long ago. Many others should have been lost. Others should have been fed to the wolves, and others were doomed from the beginning. These injustices will be corrected, and their minds will be
I
altered
undab.
once more. And speaking of alterations, she points towards Gilmore. This one should not even exist in this mortal coil. Not in the form they
Great.
are. And neither should
Don't.
this
Hang on. Wait.
connection exist as well.
If you do that, I'm gonna murder you.
I think that's a real bad idea.
Yeah,
I am
Gilbert's
Becky,
getting really
savior
murdery.
of-
I don't think that you should destroy this guy or these kids or anything.
It is irrelevant what you think.
Mom!
You've made
Can
that
you
much
stop
of a
being mean to
clear
my
cut. I
friends?
have such a known.
I don't care what you say. And you think
No,
it's also
they're my
Tempest and
friends.
D. Sam then shouts towards this woman, "I don't care what you are. You're not getting my husband or my kids." Gilmore then goes and like looks towards this woman. He then his nails begin to outstretch as weapons, and he goes, "I don't care what happens now. You're not getting them." And he rushes toward this woman. She just looks at this man and she snaps her fingers, and you see him going into nothingness. His flesh burns away. A skull appears, and the skull itself shatters until he is nothing.
We did this. We did good. Nice.
My PTSD.
It's terrible.
This is what we did. We're the good guys.
Good job, everybody. We did it. We
And
saved
this
the
one
world.
looks towards Sam. Will return to the place she was plucked from before ever meeting this man. No, you can't do this. You can't snap of the fingers,
Gonna
and
do it.
she
He's
is gone. Not dead, just gone.
This is not an angel. This guy is from
Becky Fox has taken note of this day, and one day I will lift your trumpet
Oh.
up your butt.
Yeah, Mom, that was not okay.
not
Do not
cool.
fret
It's
for
red.
a devil. They deserve
be-
no pity.
He wasn't
You
a
will be
devil.
brought to
He had-
tombs.
I mean, technically
Or
was a
demon.
but
Regardless,
Well, he was my friend.
Grocery store.
My-
he will
first friend.
return back to his domain.
He had been cured.
wait, there's no caring for.
Fine. I'm fine with this.
Anyways,
But I'm gonna sick my grandma after you,
Your
and
next
you'll be
trial.
annoyed.
we'll be in this location.
We don't want to do him trials.
You'll be annoyed. Watch out.
Then you'll be cast asunder sooner than expected.
You're
Oh
an
no.
ass.
Okay, I will be quiet.
You take care.
Mom, stop being
And I'll
mean to my
see
friends
you.
again.
Hopefully for you all in a month and a
Ooh.
half. As she begins to
What a
twilight into mist and disappears.
Oh.
And then
my
there is
word,
just
Freddy.
silence in the city.
You know, I'm getting really tired of all these people with these great powers doing things that are bad for other people and then blaming them on us.
I think it's time that Tempest and my grandma
Yeah.
take this up with Heaven's manager.
I
Oh
want
my gosh.
everyone to go ahead and roll insight advantage.
Ugh.
I'm powerful.
Didn't.
I am very
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
insightful.
Tempest, Dan,
With my grandma.
D, Micah. Well, enough of you understand it, so I'm just gonna straight up tell you. You look towards the current predicament. You look towards the situation. This angelic being, although celestial it may be, it is not kind. It is not favorable. This thing is vicious. It is acting upon a will that believes it supersedes your own, and in a way, in their mind, maybe not yours, is correct.
That's my mom.
This is giving most of you a potential chance at life, and given this chance, she is allowing you to take it, but she is not kind. She is not hearing your words because she doesn't have to do that. That
We
being
are
said,
not.
though, it is something violent. It is something that frustrates. It is something that hurts so many, but maybe not everyone. And it is a chore and a pain to just even understand this. And going back to your adventures before this, going back to the things you were fighting against, the people, the group you know as the Crimson Order, they were breaking through doors. They were trying to get somewhere. And if you had to guess now what you're facing today,
Oh.
it was likely going to be the Celestial Realm to begin with, to deal with this unrighteous, in their mind, justice.
Ow, are we the baddies?
Oh, the baddies are the goodies, right?
We're the
Hell is
baddies.
good. Hell is good, and heaven is not.
Not good. And you're not necessarily the baddies. It's just you never understood what they were trying to do.
We gotta
Right,
take
please.
down the whole system. Bring it down.
That's what I've been saying this whole time. I can
Burn it
assassinate
up.
some important figures. I can.
We'll light it
Yeah.
all on fire.
I'm
Yeah.
so confused.
Bring the party down.
The trial of soul is next, which might involve
up.
celestial beings. So it might give you a chance, you know, to deal some damage. But you know that this is active. You, in your own way, are trying to save the world, not the people. Well, not the people specifically, not a small portion of things. It's like the ends justify the means. And in their minds, this small city justifies their termination, not death, but termination of it, justifies the trial.
Cool.
So, you know, think what you think. They aren't exactly evil, but they are not kind either.
They're not my friend.
Yeah.
my
As this
friends,
is
they're
happening, you all begin to glow and disappear. You're not dying. You're just
Oh,
going
boy.
back to the ground. As you begin to
Angel.
vanish.
They're assholes. The people they answer to are assholes.
What?
Basically, everybody who has a ton of power and enacts it on other people is
Is
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
Thank you.
Who would do that?
with Becky's great aunt, Mickey Lou, who's been waiting, and she's extreme. Where the fuck has everybody been?
Truce does,
No.
Truce does state, we've been here for 2 days. It wasn't that long.
It was long. My back hurts because I had to sleep on straw.
I offered
Usually
you
sleep on
a
straw every night.
bed and pillow.
It wasn't enough. You should have rubbed my feet.
No. Looks towards all of you. Did everything go well?
Yeah.
We did.
We had a
We're the
party.
good guys.
We saved the world, but we killed city.
The world.
Hey,
We killed a world.
We did not kill anybody. Again, other people doing their own thing, blaming it on us.
That's
not
right.
cool. Souls.
We now have a mission.
To kill
we
them
have
all.
our own motivation to kill them all. Mickey Lou, you know what they told me? They said that you gossiped. I don't gossip about nobody. Who said I gossiped? The angels said you gossiped. They also said you're not allowed into heaven. Huh? What? Me not in heaven? They said you're not a kind enough person and you don't have the look. Huh? Well, I might have to take it up with their manager. That's horseshit.
Connor does state, right, well, we have a month and a half to come up with a plan, so let's come up with one. And with that, we will end the session for tonight.
We did it.